bit about the IROSAs. These are roll-out solar arrays. ISS, RO, roll-out, and SA, solar array, IROSA. They're attached to support structures and are unfurled the same way you'd roll out a rug. They're not designed to replace the space station's legacy arrays, but rather to add power to the legacy arrays that they already provide. They are unraveled over the top of the station's rigid legacy arrays, and even though they're partially blocking these legacy arrays from the sun, the IROSAs are so efficient that it actually results in more power generation for the station. So the space station has 8 power channels. I'm going to list them for you here. They're 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B, and 4A and 4B. So 4 of the 8 power channels already have the IROSA's roll-out solar arrays already installed, but every IROSA needs to be paired with a support structure with a mounting bracket on it so that it can be properly installed to the space station. During the January 20th spacewalk, Wakata and Mann installed the mounting bracket on the 1B power channel. You see that on the left of your screen. They moved on to work on the 1A channel, but ran into some difficulty during the installation. Teams here on the ground have communicated some possible solutions, some troubleshooting items with our spacewalkers, and they're heading out the door today to give them a try and finish the installation. Remember, no solar arrays are being installed today. We're just getting the hardware in place so that they can be installed in the future. So to recap, 4 power channels are completed with support structures and solar arrays. They're done. A 5th support structure was completed earlier this month, and today our spacewalkers are installing the 6th. And in the future, these 2 structures will have solar arrays on them too. And NASA astronaut Josh Cassada in the red flannel shirt has just exited the crew lock, having situated our spacewalkers today, and has moved back over to the equipment lock. He and NASA astronaut Frank Rubio, on the left of your screen there, are going through a list of procedures to get these spacewalkers ready for depressurization. It has not begun yet, but we expect it pretty soon. You're not hearing anything right now, and that's pretty normal. Our spacewalkers have not yet turned on their microphones into a configuration that we'll be able to hear them, but we should be able to hear their voices, as well as the voices of our suit IVs, Frank Rubio and Josh Cassada, pretty shortly. And the hatch is now closed. Our spacewalkers are on the other side of the door with that window there. Right now, the crew lock and the equipment lock are roughly the same PSI. A space station is kept around 14.7, or what you'd experience around sea level here on Earth. That's what your body would experience. Once depressurization begins, they're going to slowly bring the crew lock, so the other side of the door, down to vacuum. They're going to slowly decrease the pressure, and then they're going to stop when it hits about 5 psi to do a check on the spacesuits, make sure that there's no leaks and everything's in a good configuration. And with the go here in mission control, they're going to continue on to go down to vacuum.
Houston Station on 1 for EMU pre-breathe, step 76 and 77 are complete.
Airlock Houston copies. We've got 78 in work. You guys will be picking up in step 80.
And Drew, if you guys can also take 79 and 80.1 and just let us know when the crew is hot mic'd.
Yeah, we got that in work as well, and so in short order, crew will be hot mic'd.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, copy that. Thank you.
And crew lock Houston, you are hot mic.
TV1 copies.
TV2 copies.
And we just heard the voices of our spacewalkers today for the first time. NASA astronaut Nicole Mann, our EV1, as she just referred to herself, and EV2 Koichi Wakata.
Okay, Koichi, check. Depress pump power off, OFS.
Verify the depress pump power OFS.
By depress pump enable LED on, OM.
Verify the on.
Houston looking for your go for step 84.
Stand by on step 84.
Copy, stand by.
Airlock Houston, team's ready here. You're go to start working the deep rescue card. We got 2 minutes to a handover.
Okay, copy, go, and understand 3 minutes to handover. Thanks, Drew. Okay, guys, we are going to get started on the crew lock depress card. Koichi, first step is for you. On the UI power on.
Depress pump power is on now.
Copy, on. Oh, wait. Koichi, hold open. EV, expect to
Okay, depress pump manual ISO valve open.
And for both of you, pursuit pressure gauge, and that it remains below 5.5.
81 copy.
You're hearing NASA astronaut Frank Rubio communicating with our spacewalkers Nicole Mann and Koichi Wakata, who are just on the other side of the door with the window right there. Depressurization has begun with a go from Mission Control Houston.
All right, guys, we are depressing down to 5.0. When we hit 6.0, you can both expect an alert tone.
81 copy.
82 copies.
So as depressurization is underway aboard the International Space Station, we're in a brief handover of our communication satellites. We expect to get our live views back shortly. Meanwhile, let me talk about some key figures here in the room. NASA astronaut Xena Cardman is our ground IV today. This is a similar role to Capcom, but she'll specifically be talking to the astronauts outside of the space station. She joined our astronaut corps in 2017. Another key member here in Mission Control is our spacewalk officer, Keith Johnson. He knows the ins and outs of the spacewalk, all of the steps that the crew needs to complete, and he consults with his team throughout the spacewalk and any real-time decisions that need to be made. We're back with our live views of the International Space Station. The crew lock is just above 10 psi, making its way down to 5. this depressurization process can take some time. So while that happens, we're going to do a little rundown of today's tasks. Right out the starting gate, they'll turn on their HECAs, which are high-definition cameras. Sometimes we'll be able to see views from their point of view. They'll grab all of their supplies and tools that they need and make their way over to the work site on the 1A power channel to set up shop. Here at the 1A work site, they'll find most of a completed support structure that looks like a pyramid. They built this during their last spacewalk earlier this month. It's almost complete. The sounds that you're hearing now from your screen is normal and is part of the depressurization process. That just means everything's underway. Once our spacewalkers are at their 1A power channel work site today, they'll be at this support structure that they've built during their last spacewalk. Then they're going to do some troubleshooting on the parts of the structure that gave them some trouble during the last installation and finish up their work. Then we'll move on to some other tasks to help our spacewalkers in the future. Nicole Mann will route some cables needed when the solar arrays are installed. She won't plug them in, but she'll follow a path to get the cables to where they need to go. And while Nicole Mann routes these cables, Koichi Wakata will swap out a sticky portable foot restraint for a smoother one. And Nicole Mann will join him at the end of this task, also relocating a portable foot restraint just to bring it closer for future spacewalks. The pressure in the suit lock has reached 6 psi, slowly going down to 5, at which point they'll do a leak check on the spacesuits and then proceed down to vacuum.
All right, guys, we're coming up on 5 psi. Koichi, the next section will be for you.
Okay.
All right, Koichi, depress pump man ISO valve closed. You can both expect an alert on.
Okay, depress pump manual ISO valve closed.
Okay, next you're both going to be performing a leak check. So switch display, you're going to go to status until you see leak check question mark displayed, and then you'll have a long yes to select.
EV2's in the leak check. Correction, EV1.
EV2's in leak check.
Okay, both have leak check selected, and just follow the displayed instructions. Let me know when you're complete.
EV2 leak check complete.
EV1 leak check complete. O2 actuator
Okay,
in
I copy both. Leak check complete. For both of you, check O2 actuator EVA.
in work.
In work.
EV1 O2 actuator EVA.
Copy, two.
EV2 O2 actuator in EVA.
Copy, Koichi. Koichi, depress pump man ISO valve open. You can both expect an alert tone.
Depress pump manual ISO valve open.
Okay, and I will open the emergency MPEV. Okay, emergency MPEV is open. You can both monitor your suit pressure gauge. Make sure you remain below 5.5.
EV21.
EV2 copy.
And from here, we'll be depressing to 2.0 before our next action.
So the crew lock, which is just behind the door with the window there, started out at 14.7 psi, same as the rest of the International Space Station. It has gone down to 5 psi, where we went through a expected pause in the depressurization to check for leaks. Seeing none, we've continued on with the depressurization, and the psi sits at about 4, going down to vacuum. If you're just joining us this morning, we're in live coverage of a spacewalk. They have not made it out the door yet, but are expected to soon. What you're seeing on your screen now is not actually our spacewalkers. These are NASA astronauts Frank Rubio on the right and Josh Cassada on the left, looking into the window there. Just on the other side of the door are our spacewalkers donned in their spacesuits. They're getting ready to go out the door after the pressure has gone down to vacuum. The spacewalk has not officially started yet, but after it does, and our spacewalkers have gone out of the hatch, they plan to make their way over to the 1A work site, where they're going to finish up construction of a support structure that will one day house a IROSA, or ISS Roll-Out Solar Array.
Okay, guys, we're coming up on 2 psi. Koichi, the next action will be for you.
Copy.
Koichi, depress pump, man ISO valve closed.
Depress pump, manual ISO valve closed.
Copy. Koichi on the UIA, switch depress pump power off, OFF.
Depress pump power OFF.
Okay, and with that, I will turn you over to Zena for your initial tether config. Godspeed, you guys are going to crush it.
Awesome. Thank you, Frank and Josh.
Thank you, Josh. You guys are awesome.
Hello, EV1 and EV2. Your ground IV and the whole ground team are here, ready for your tether checks.
Okay, Zena. Starting with EV1, let's start with my left waist tether is attached to my left D-ring extender, gates closed, sliders locked, black on black. My safety tether is connected to my right D-ring extender. Red hook is closed, sliders locked, black on black. Yellow hook is attached to the green reel. Gates closed, sliders locked, black on black. Green hook is attached to the red reel. It's closed and it is unlocked. Both my reels are unlocked. And I have my anchor to my mini workstation. My right waist tether is connected to my right D-ring extender. Gates closed, sliders locked, black on black. And Koichi, do you have eyes on your anchor hook to my waist tether?
Yes, my anchor hook is attached to your right waist tether of both hooks. Gate closed, hook locked, black on black. Okay, EV2. My left waist tether is attached to the taillock steering extender, gate closed, hook locked, black on black. The small hook of my left waist tether is attached to my left steering extender, gate closed, hook locked, black on black. My red hook is attached to my left steering extender, gate closed, hook locked, black on black. Yellow hook is attached to the green reel, gate closed, hook locked, black on black. Green hook is attached to the red reel, gate closed, hook is unlocked. And then the anchor hook is attached to, as I reported, to Duke's right waist tether. On my right side, right waist tether, small hook is attached to my right steering extender, gate closed, hook locked, black on black. Report complete.
Copy all, Koichi. If I could